The 90s were supposed to be quiet, muted, minimal, a world of soft beige whispers and careful restraint. But then he appeared, Gianni Versace, a hurricane of color, silk, gold, audacity, and pure, uncontainable glamour. And suddenly, nothing was subtle anymore. Nothing was polite. Everything shimmered and screamed and demanded attention. A riot of fabric and desire that made the very air vibrate, and the world held its breath, and the supermodels became myth, and every flash of light, every beat of music, every gasp in the audience felt like part of the single, unstoppable pulse that was the Versace runway. And you could not look away. He draped women in baroque prints that collided like fireworks, in chains that caught the light and dragged the eye across shoulders and collarbones and curves, in colors so violent they burned softly and lingered on the skin, in fabrics that clung like a lover, teasing and tempting, never whispering, never apologizing. Cindy, Naomi, Claudia, Helena, Tatjana, and countless others became more than models. They became goddesses, warriors, temptresses, queens of a world that had forgotten how to be timid, and when they moved, the air moved with them, the cameras moved with them, the city itself seemed to bend in admiration, and you could feel, even from the cheap seats or the street outside, that something sacred, something dangerous, something unforgettable was happening. And the ads, the campaigns, they were fever dreams crystallized, a pulse in every frame, a glance, a fold of silk, a flicker of jewelry, a shadow on a cheek, a curve of a hip. And suddenly fashion was not fashion anymore. It was myth. It was story. It was temptation caught in a photograph that made you ache and dream and shiver and want again. And the world knew, if only for a second, that Versace had turned desire itself into a form, a shape, a color, a cut. And it was intoxicating and, yes, dangerous and utterly irresistible. Each image was a tiny explosion, a fragment of fantasy, a portal into a world where the night never ended and everyone could feel invincible, magnetic, untouchable. Men, too, were transformed, and he didn't forget them. He draped them in leather and silk, in prints that might have seemed absurd anywhere else, in gold and daring cuts that made every stride a proclamation, every glance a statement, every movement electric, alive, dangerous, yet elegant. Masculinity itself was reimagined, sensual and powerful, sharp and flamboyant. And suddenly, the air in a room or on a street seemed charged, humming with energy, expectation, and desire. A man in Versace could command attention without a word. His presence alone was an event, a warning, a celebration. Every collection told a story, and every story was epic. Baroque swirls clashed with neon, metallics glimmered next to velvet, lace entwined with leather, plunging necklines danced alongside thigh-high slits, sequins sparkled with the intensity of 1,000 lights, and nothing, not a single garment, was quiet or safe. You walked into a Versace boutique, and the world shifted. You were no longer in beige, in restraint, in minimalism. You were in a place of possibility, of desire, of flamboyant excess, a cathedral of audacity where every reflection, every shimmer, every fold of fabric was a promise. You will not go unnoticed. You will not blend in. You will not be ignored. And beyond the fabric, beyond the flashes, beyond the drama, there was pulse, rhythm, heartbeat, life woven into every thread. Versace dresses whispered of nightclubs alive with neon lights, of champagne cascading in slow, perfect arcs, of laughter echoing across rooftops, of whispered secrets, of daring and seduction, of dreams made tangible. Each garment contained the echo of a city, the energy of desire, the thrill of freedom, the intoxication of knowing that you too could inhabit this world, even for a moment, and be luminous, dangerous, unforgettable. Every show became legend, every collection an event, every campaign a fever dream. Gianni's imagination never paused, never hesitated. He pushed boundaries, blurred lines, shattered rules. He created chaos that felt like poetry, exuberance that felt like electricity, elegance that felt like temptation. Women became goddesses, men became icons, and the world itself seemed to tilt, bending under the force of Versace's vision, vibrating with the energy of impossibility turned real. And the legacy? Even now, decades later, you can still feel it. The pulse, the shimmer, the magnetism, the uncontainable audacity of the 90s. Every golden chain, every bold print, every daring cut carries it. Every modern show that dares to be loud owes something to him. Every time a dress clings, a neckline plunges, a silhouette dares, the ghost of Versace walks with it. It is glamour distilled into fabric, into gesture, into heartbeat, into myth, into memory. Because Versace in the 90s wasn't just fashion. It was life amplified, electricity made visible, poetry in silk and leather, a celebration of audacity, beauty, power, and desire. It was decadent, dangerous, and intoxicating, and it will never be forgotten. To see it was to be caught in it, to feel it in your skin, in your chest, in the sudden quickening of the heart, in the impossible longing to be a part of that storm, that fantasy, that fire, that dream. Versace didn't whisper. He roared, and the world leaned in, and we still lean in. And we still cannot stop watching, cannot stop dreaming, cannot stop wanting.